The new Strand Titan aspect is super good, and here are a few things to know about it and how to use it best. First of all, it works by when you get a melee kill, a finisher, or a sword kill, it activates War Banner. War Banner has maximum stacks of 4. When at this, you get a healing pulse that heals you and any allies nearby within the radius you'll see around you, and you're going to bonus damage to melee and sword, as what it's stated on the aspect. This new aspect has a few interactions that aren't explained. Now, first off, it says it increases melee and sword damage, but it also increases glaive damage. It increases melee by 40%, sword damage by 10%, and glaive damage by around 25%. So that's good to know if you ever want to run glaives. Now here's where the fun is. So if you have a teammate that is within the radius of the buff when War Banner is active, they will get the same buff to their melee damages that you do, plus a really nice pulsing heal. This heal feels the equivalent of restoration. It's very good. The 40% melee buff is great because it stacks with some exotics, like Liar's Handshake. With this setup, you just have to have someone who runs Liar's Handshake and Tractor Cannon with 1-2 punch, and you can stack War Banner with all those buffs as long as they're within that radius, which opens up windows for tons of damage and fun. As you can see, we are able to hit a max of around 343,000 damage with War Banner. Without it, we're only hitting around 245,000 damage, so we can see that it works. Because what is unfortunate is that it does not work with Synthocept from what I've found. I was seeing no damage difference with and without the War Banner, as shown here. So with this setup, I grabbed 2 hunters, and we were able to easily beat the first phase of damage for Shuro-Chi, running just a 1-2 punch shotgun and tractor cannon, and just punching her. So just having 2 people punch Shuro-Chi, you could pretty easily knock down a whole phase of damage. Now without the buff, we were not able to do as much damage, and it was much tougher.
You arc step.
And this is by no means the most optimal gameplay. I am not a hunter main, but that just shows how easy and strong this build is, because we were easily able to do this much damage quickly just thanks to War Banner. Now for tougher content, if you have a Titan running this aspect and a hunter with Liar's Handshake, the trick here is to work together, and you just kind of got to stay near each other for it to really work the best. So as a Titan, what I found best is just try to stay close to the hunter as much as possible, because they'll be rolling around everywhere trying to keep that combination blow going, and it's kind of your job to keep them alive. And they will pay that back by keeping War Banner procced constantly, because their kills will continue the timer, which is awesome because then that heals you and you're both alive and everything is dying. So if you keep that up, you'll have great survivability from that healing pulse, and everything will be absolutely annihilated. This is absolutely one of the most fun builds to run this season so far that I've found, and I'm curious to see what other people will find out with this buff, and whether or not it's going to break the game at some point and get deactivated. I feel like there's a lot of potential with this.